I've got the Pacers second on my list. They were second last year. They're basically the same team. You're getting a full year of Pascal Siakam now. And this, I had a hard time not putting them number one. This offense is awesome. It's Tyrese Halliburton. He's presumably healthy. You got him, a full year of Siakam. Rick Carlisle's an offensive genius. They've doubled down on everything that made them good last year. They re-signed Obi Toppin. They re-signed TJ McConnell. The confidence that this team is going to play with after making the conference finals last year, I think the Pacers are going to win a ton of games in the East next year, and their offense is going to be the biggest part of it. I've got them second. I saw no reason to move them down.
Yeah, I moved him up to one.
Okay, I thought you might have.
We're kind of in lockstep here. To me, they scored at a top 6 rate even with Halliburton off the floor.
Yeah.
So what their season was when Halliburton was healthy, where they were before he got hurt, they were comfortably number one and comfortably in that. And obviously there was the questions about like the juiced ball era. And then all of a sudden the way that the game was being called changed and offense stripped. But even within that, Halliburton was maybe I think had a good case for best offensive player in the league. If not like maybe not named Jokic, or just in general before he got hurt. And then even after his injury, they were still an excellent offense, and they scored at a top 6 clip with him off the floor. Tyrese Halliburton for the final 35 games of last year shot 32% from 3 as he was working his way back from the hamstring injury. He obviously had some big performances in the playoffs. I don't believe that he's going to keep shooting like that. I don't believe that. I mean, obviously there was reporting that he was dealing with something at the Olympics, and that was part of why he didn't play big minutes. And we'll see how healthy he is coming the season. If I'm going on the assumption that the Halliburton we're getting at the start of the season is roughly the one that we got at the start of last season, with a full season, as you mentioned, of Siakam, who averaged like 22 a game on 600 true shooting after he came over, the Pacers in the minutes with Halliburton and Siakam on the floor in the playoffs, 128.7 offensive rating. So they were like scorching now granted, they played some injury laden teams as they went along, but even so, when they had their two main guys on the court in the playoffs, they were absolutely lights out, better even than they were at the beginning of the season when they were setting records. So to me, it's a full off season to work that out, to find new wrinkles in it, to introduce new ways to create problems, get Siakam, shots in places that he's more comfortable, all that kind of stuff. Like it screams, this is going to be, it has the potential to be the best offense in the league. And then the other side of it, and this is that I think they're going to have to, because even the best case scenario to me for that Pacers defense, even with the structure of it, is like 20th, 21st, 22nd. And if that's what you're dealing with in terms of giving stuff up, I think that you are going to have to win a lot of shootouts. And I think they are extremely well equipped to do it.
They are the Miami Dolphins of the NBA, right? They have the crazy offense that you can't really account for until you see it. Like Mike McDaniel running and every year they're going to every week it seems like, okay, we got this new wrinkle, we got this new thing. And they were doing that on the fly last year. And now they have a whole summer and a whole training camp with Siakam there for Rick Carlisle to do his genius work on offense and figure things out. One of my favorite Pacers stats from last year, they had the number 1 offensive rating in the league in the third quarter last year by a pretty wide margin. And that's important. And this is more anecdotal, but like the Warriors, when they were blowing the doors off everybody, were always the best third quarter team in the league. And they would just put pedal to the metal when they started the second half. The Pacers also were the number 1 fourth quarter offense in the league last year too. Like I said at the top of this, I really wanted to move them into number 1. I really want them to be number 1. There's a great chance that they do end up number 1, but I just couldn't get there because if the Pacers are the Miami Dolphins of the NBA, then the Boston Celtics are the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're a well-oiled machine. They have Jason Tatum, they have Jaylen Brown, they have Derek White, they have Joe Mazzulla's 5-out system. There's so much shooting. They are going to do so much shooting. It's just it's structurally so perfect to be a number 1 offense. I know they're going to be without Kristaps Porzingis for a couple of months here. I just think by the end of the year, they're going to move up offensive rating. I think the argument against Boston would be like, they're just not going to play as hard because it's the regular season. They already proved it. But like, to me, that might impact defensively their rating. I don't really see it impacting their offense that much. I think they're going to actually rely on their offense more to win games, do it the fun way, as opposed to like trying to like hammer out a good defense every single night. But They go ahead.
Sorry, your argument that they might take it easy in any capacity feels like one that does not consider Joe Mazzulla's whole thing.
Right.
I don't know that I can see a world in which the Celtics don't operate at all times like someone has a knife to their throat, metaphorically or literally. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work, but like this man is already coming out here talking about how in the animal kingdom, you know, you're not defending anything, you're attacking constantly. It's September and he's like already going right back to Joey quotes. So I think that
talking about orcas, like I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
100%. Yeah. So I mean, it's actually maybe better for everybody that I guess, I mean, you know, Boston is a fairly caffeinated place because of the Dunkin' Donuts of it all. But like if you had Missoula in Miami with like cafecitos and cocaine, I think it would be a bad mix. Everybody would just be losing their minds, like constantly amped on 1,000 at every opportunity. Yeah, I mean, the only reason that I bumped Boston down from 1 to 2 is just like, if you are without Porzingis for an extended period, it caps your ceiling to some degree. That's
no longer 5 out.
Yeah, or if you are, you're 5 out with Horford in one version of it, and then like Luke Cornett or Xavier Tillman or, you know, Neemias Queta in other versions of it. And that's just like a little, obviously, certainly less potent and can be defended a little bit differently. That said, it is absolutely worth noting that like when they were without Porzingis last year, when he was off the court, still like a 124 offensive rating in the regular season, and then like 119 in the playoffs, which was still like top 6 level. So to me, this is like a split the difference of, I think they're still going to be awesome. It wouldn't surprise me if that came down a little bit. And then like the inverse of my argument with Indiana, where I think they're going to have to score like that in a lot of games. I think the Celtics, with that defense and with the personnel they've got, the scheme they've got, I think they're going to be better equipped to lean on stops as a means of getting wins than saying we got to be this, you know, like relentlessly efficient, putting up 150 every night kind of thing. So, but yeah, to me, I think they are that's the top of the league to me in terms of offense. I think it's going to be Indy and it's going to be Boston. I'm with you in that I think that there's a chance that we are painting the Pacers with the Trae Young Hawks brush a little too early. I think that the idea that they got there, but they had favorable matchups and there were some injuries along the way and there was some smoke and mirrors and they got there. I think that underestimates what the fundamentals of the Pacers are. And I think they're going to be really friggin' good. And I think if they're going to be really friggin' good, it's going to be because they have the best offense in the league.